Live life. Stay connected. Live on purpose. UMERADIO. Transforming lives through uplifting entertainment and radical conversations, keeping you connected to relevant and empowering information. You're listening to UMERADIO.
The enemy knows that I know that he knows that I have the victory over him. The enemy knows that I know that he knows that I have the victory over him. The enemy knows that I know that he knows that I have the victory over him. The enemy knows that I know that he knows that I have the victory over him. Oh,
Dear Queendom, you may be gifted, but it takes discipline, vulnerability, and overcoming the darkest part of yourself to really master your craft. Your assignment is greater than your assassin. Dear Queendom, you have to fight a battle more than once to win. I am Marsha J, international recording artist. Stay connected to UMERADIO.
I flex the muscles near both ends of my mouth and I smile. I smile because I have a beautiful daughter, whom of which reminds me daily of God's grace. I smile because everything I thought was a loss, God replaced. I smile because I know the stone throwers hate it. I smile because I am fearfully and wonderfully created. I smile because I don't want my haters to ever think they have an effect. I smile because God has been so good to me the last time I checked. I smile because I'm blessed from the crown of my head to the soles of my feet. I smile because I know God to be a keeper and I'm thankful to Him for keeping me. I smile because I've released all the negative people in my life out. I smile because no matter how much I've been through, I still have an excessive amount to smile about. I smile because I didn't get infected. I smile because God's grace and mercy covered me when I went unprotected. I smile because I didn't get what I deserved. I smile because when I couldn't find comfort in man, I found peace in the word. I smile because there was a time when I couldn't look at my reflection. I smile because now I embrace all my imperfections.
It's UME Radio, touching your airwaves like something you've never heard before.
Listen to UME Radio. We're hot.
Sisterhood is more powerful than we can even comprehend. It's a community of women embracing each other. It's deeper than being friends. It's an I want to see you win and I want to see you flourish. It's a girl, you better get those coins. I see you walking in your purpose. Cause we don't have to be besties and we don't have to talk every day. But just know that we are reflections of each other. If you win, then I win. Another woman paving the way. Another queen coming to slay. And if you're truly my sister, you'll lift me up when you pray. Cause believe it or not, we're all going through something. And it's okay to not always be okay. My shoulders were built for sisterhood. Lean on them as you may. Sisters understand each other's tears more than anyone. So we should be the ones to help wipe them away. It's time to put the sister back in sisterhood. And I know all of this sounds a little cliche, but only we can give life to those words by allowing our actions to align with the words that we say. We are sisters. If I fall, I need to know that my sister is gonna help pick me back up. If I feel defeated, I need to hear my sister saying, you're gonna get through this, sis. Don't give up. If I fail, I need to be reminded that I'm still a winner. And if you see me getting chunky, lie to me, tell me I'm getting thinner. Call me slim, say, girl, you getting slimmer, cause we are sisters. If you need that push, I'm gonna be there to push you into your greatness. And on those days when you feel unworthy, I'm gonna remind you that you are absolutely amazing. And when folks try to bring up your past, I'm gonna be sure to let them know that you are a survivor. And if you ever need someone to talk to, know that you can call me and I'll help lift you higher. And I won't judge you either. However, when you're slacking, I'm gonna tell you you need to do better. Cause I refuse to sit back silently and watch my sister settle or meddle in average. I'm gonna get you right together and let you know you need to do something with all that awesome girl magic, cause we are sisters. And no, it's not always peaches and cream. We will get on each other's nerves. We will say things we don't mean. We will have disagreements, and even jealousy is a factor. We tend to subconsciously compare ourselves to one another, and that in and of itself is a sisterhood disaster. The truth is, we all have flaws and insecurities and things that we can perfect. We are all evolving works in progress and just as equally a hot mess. We all have a tendency to be petty, overly emotional, and at times a challenge to deal with. But I'll take the good with the bad because I need my sister to pray and kneel with, to overcome and heal with, to cut up and chill with, to be open and real with, to connect and build with, to empower and fulfill with, because we are sisters. And there is no competition when you sincerely embody the true definition, when you make it your mission to be the spark.
Hello, everyone, and pleasant evening to you all. My name is Marsha J., station manager here at UME Radio, and on the screen next to me is Apostle Dr. Faith Walters. Hi, Apostle. How are you? Let me know if you're hearing me. Apostle, let me know if you're hearing me. All right, seems as if she is frozen. So, okay, you are hearing me, but I am not hearing you. Let me know. Or maybe you could check if you are muted. All right. So while she is doing that, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you this evening to this very, very memorial event on Memorial Day. And for those of you who are watching, or you are in studio with us, we want to say a very pleasant evening from UME Radio. So we are UME Radio Productions, and we are here to create moments that last a lifetime. So we are here inside Remember and Honor with Lauren Carter. And of course, just a little bit about UME Radio Productions. New York, WMEDB, New York. We are a live 24-hour station. And since its inception, we have been committed to the empowerment of listeners through positive and transformative content. We are currently in 100 and, well, there are 195 countries in the world, and now our listenership is at 116. And of course, we can be heard on several platforms. We have Apple, inside the Apple Store, Google Play Store, iTunes Podcast, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Google Podcast, Podbean, TuneU Live 365, Spotify, Stitcher, and Player FM. So this evening marks a very momentous occasion for especially people of color. When a woman of color chooses to serve her community, it is admirable and it is noteworthy. As we join Lauren Carter for her fundraiser this evening, let us be in awareness, understanding that we are not just giving, and when I say giving, as in giving monies, but we are giving towards change and a bright future for Mount Vernon. As a station, we are happy to support, and we know that you feel the same way once you are live on this event. Hello, Apostle. Let me know. Say something. Let me know if I want to know if I can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Oh, there you are. Hi.
Can you hear me? Okay.
How are you?
Hi.
Yes, loud and clear. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing fabulous.
Fantastic, fantastic. It's such a pleasure to have you here this evening, and I know you have a very special welcome for those who are watching live. You may go ahead.
Yes. Hello. Good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. A pleasant Memorial Day to everyone. And we still continue to honor those who have died for our country. And we want to still honor the families of the fallen soldiers. It's a pleasure to be here on this evening to celebrate with Lauren Carter. She is one of the Mount Vernon candidates for city council in our great city. And it's a pleasure to be here emceeing her event on this evening. So we're going to go right ahead. We're going to have a musical interlude before we go into our program.
Actually, Apostle, we're just going to go straight into our program at this time.
Okay. All right. I'm just... So right now we're going to go into prayer. Father, we thank you, we bless you, we glorify you, we magnify your name. We thank you for this another time to be in your presence. Thank you, God, for this program. Thank you, Lord, for this fellowship. Thank you, God, for everyone that's going to participate on this platform on this evening. Thank you, God, for even our candidate that you put it in her heart, in her spirit, God, to run for this, our great city of Mount Vernon, and to make a difference. We ask you, God, that your will be done, Lord God. We pray that everything that be done in this evening's program, God, will be done to the honor and the glory of your name. And we bless you right now. Bless everyone that's on this platform for hearing the sound of my voice. And I pray that everyone will be blessed and be enriched enriching this program this evening. We say thanks. In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost. Amen and amen. Praise God. So now we'll have the pledge of allegiance. Okay, pledge of allegiance is coming forth. If not, we'll have the national anthem played by Keith Merritt on the saxophone. Thank you, Keith Merritt. And we're going to say our Pledge of Allegiance. And we put our right hands, pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to
the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And we're here today again to honor the Memorial Day, the fallen soldiers. And our event objective is to spotlight Lauren Carter for city council candidate for our Mount Vernon, for the city of Mount Vernon. And we would like everybody who was going to participate, I would like for you to put your information in the chat, or whatever, how you've been led to. And we just want everybody to feel encouraged to open up and share if whoever's supposed to be sharing. And we want to enjoy ourselves today, have some fun, even though it's a fundraiser event. We still want to enjoy ourselves and have fun in doing what we do. And we just want to let Lauren Carter feel very good that she have people supporting her and people backing her, and knowing that, that we just pray that God's will be done even in this situation, and even in our voting process on June 22nd. So we're going to go into our Memorial Day observance, and we're going to have Keith Merritt from UME Radio.
It is certainly awesome to be here. I think this is a very historic day for us here in New York. We recently had someone, Pamela Harris, as vice president. And here we have a lot more Black people that are getting involved in politics and are winning and are really being impactful. So we are excited about today, a day in history where we have so many men and women who have lost their life for this country, to give us the freedom and the right that we can now run, and we can acquire votes, and we can touch lives in an impactful way. So I'm excited about Lauren Carter, and I'm here to give my support 120% to see this woman get elected, because she has a heart for the people. She has a heart for the community. She wants to restore Mount Vernon, and she will.
Thank you.
I know that there are folks around who are watching, and they're going to be seeing tonight our program. So I am again thankful. I'm honored to be here to represent UME Radio, and we are backing her, and we're supporting her, and those who are here, get ready to give, to donate, because this woman here is on a mission. And we're going to support her and make sure that she gets in the place where she can really impact and use her skill sets and her experience to bring forth change in Mount Vernon, and that's going to affect New York City. Again, I'm glad to be here, and let the show begin.
Yes, I do agree with you, about Lauren Carter. Let me say a few words about her before I bring her forth. I've known her for over 6 years, and she has been a very supportive person with Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministries. And she has helped me in so much capacities when I had different spaces. She didn't hesitate to come and to help me bring forth the word and to share something positive with the community. And her work, I remember her as the former deputy city clerk. When I was doing my events, she was always very supportive, gave me good ideas. And every time I need something from City Hall, she tell me exactly where to go and to help me through the process. So I know that when she's elected, I'm going to say when, because I'm believing God, she is elected. And she is dedicated, dependable, and trustworthy. Trust me, you can really, for sure, when you come in contact with her, she's someone that will definitely get the job done. I am sure that the residents of Mount Vernon will be excited and be blessed and be pleased with what she will do to push the city in the next century, and to make it better and bigger than what it is. So without further ado, I want to introduce to you our candidate for Mount Vernon City Council, Miss Lauren Carter.
Thank you, Apostle Faith, Dr. Walters. Thank you so much for emceeing this event tonight. Thank you, UME Radio, for producing this event. Thank you for your hard work so far. It's been amazing just looking at the graphics and everything. You guys do an excellent job. I just want to welcome everyone who is here tonight. Some of you are waiting to speak. You are backstage, and others are in the feed listening in. And today we take this time to remember, to commemorate, to honor those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. They made the ultimate sacrifice for us by giving their lives. There have been many wars fought in this country. For this country, there have been many wars that have been fought, whether it was World War I or II, Korea, Vietnam, on and on. There are soldiers who paid the price. They gave their lives so that we could have freedom here, so that we could gather together, whether it's in a religious setting, a political setting, a social setting. So we just want to thank them on this day. We just want to remember them on this day. We want to honor them on this day. And not only them, but their loved ones, the loved ones that they left behind. They left behind mothers who have grieved, fathers who have lost sons and daughters. They left behind siblings. Some left behind, some were married and left behind spouses and left behind children. They left behind communities. But we just want to thank them and remember them on this day. And, you know, what they did was not just for those of us in this country, but the wars that they waged were for people to have freedom all over the world, whether it's in Europe or Asia, Africa, the Caribbean, even into Latin America. So we just want to thank them on this day. I know that Carmen Palmer, Gold Star mother, was scheduled to be here today to speak. She lost a son in the war in Afghanistan. And, you know, she's grieving to this day. And she has been recognized as a Gold Star mother because she lost a child in combat. Unfortunately, due to family circumstances and a family emergency, she was not able to make it here today. Nonetheless, I still salute her and thank her for allowing her son, offering her son to serve in the military for us. So with that said, you know, I was at the ceremony today at City Hall, and afterwards there was the parade and then different events at VFW posts. And it's always an honor to meet with the veteran, whether they were in the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, or even in the Coast Guard. It's always an honor to speak with them and to hear them share their stories, hear them share their time of service to this nation. In fact, I was speaking with someone today, a reverend, who said that he wanted to apologize to me for not supporting me in the way he wanted to. And that's because he said he's been ill. And he said to me that many of the illnesses that he's experiencing now are because of his time in the service, or because of his time in the military, because of his time in combat. So there are those who died in combat, but then there are those who may have been injured, whether physically or mentally, that, you know, they're still suffering to this day. Some of them have had limbs that have been blown to pieces. Some are missing legs and arms, and others have experienced chemical warfare. Some are experiencing PTSD, which triggers other issues, right? Sometimes we see veterans who are homeless or addicted to drugs or alcohol. So there is a ripple effect that occurs because of the experiences that they have when they're in battle, when they're in combat, when they are fighting for our freedom. So we must do everything we can to honor our veterans, to respect our veterans. And certainly that is something that I want to do as a council person. I spoke with a veteran just a few days ago, and he talked about his work in trying to get a park here in the city to honor the veterans. And it's been a 15-year work that has not been accomplished yet because of different obstacles and hindrances and politics. But I pledged to him that depending on what committee I am assigned to as a council person, even if I'm not assigned to that committee, I will work to help get that park completed. we need to do everything we can in this city for our veterans. So I just want to thank everyone for being here today, and enjoy this program. Thank you.
Pastor Albert Gordon. We're going to take a moment of silence to honor the memories of the fallen soldiers. Okay, thank you so much. And we're going to now listen to Pastor Albert Gordon, an Army veteran. Okay, so the Army, Pastor Albert Gordon is not here available at this time, so we're going to listen to the tribute from Jesseline Abel, a published author and poet.
Hey guys, my name is Jesseline Abel, and I'm going to recite a poem I wrote called Footprints of Hope. This poem is in honor of Memorial Day, with remembrance and honor of all of the fallen soldiers that we have, all the current troops, and as well as Miss Lauren Carter. If you see me looking off to the side, that is just me reading the poem, but I hope you guys like it. Again, Footprints of Hope. Footprints on the ground, standing down, standing tall, with my brothers. Step by step, here we stand, arm in arm, defending our land. The skies of crimson surround. Orchestra of propellers ring loud, and we embark on a journey, clouded but searching for peace. You see, I have voices, and the voices, they stay trapped in my head. And I'm spinning and spinning like circles, like a remix. A mix of what was and what is, asking myself what tense I'm in. The days, they slowly turn into years. Memories, they still vividly appear. And today, I stand still. I stand still. I stand still in this moment and live it. Remember it, all but only for a moment, and then the sun rises above the horizon, beaming hues of prosperity and hope. You see, I have hope. I have hope for times of today. I have hope for the times of tomorrow. I have hope for plans to be put in place. Standing strong with leaders with grace, leaders like Lauren Carter, who I know will win the race. So, stand with me today. All right, guys, I hope you guys like this poem that I did called Footprints of Hope. Again, if you guys have not donated with this awesome fundraiser, go do that now, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.
Jesse, that was a beautiful portrait. Wow. So we're going to go into, I'm introducing Chev Darden, a relative of Lauren Carter, who was going to bring her forth.
And I want to begin with, like so many people, commemorating today as Memorial Day. As we all know, the importance and the sacrifice of lives lost. However, for me, the biggest highlight when I think about Memorial Day are for those who volunteered. and lost their lives because the volunteers did not have to go into any branch of military in which to serve the country. They made an elected decision to do so. These are people who not only risked their lives, but they sacrificed themselves in a spectacular way by giving something they were not required to do. And when I think about them and that moment, I also reflect on why we are here as a collective right now. And that's to support Lauren Carter as the next city council person in Mount Vernon. Here it is. Lauren is making a sacrifice that she does not have to do. Instead, she wants to do. She's prepared to go into the battle and the front line that is known as Mount Vernon through all Mount Vernon's trials and tribulations. Mount Vernon is at a precious time where we need to have strong, effective leaders, not simply foot soldiers. People will often say, oh, Shez, you're Lauren's sister. You'll say anything. But they don't know who Shez Darden actually is, because if you knew me, you would know that I don't give my support just out of hand, not due to any sort of blood relation. In our family prepares you to be battle ready. Why and how? Because we come from meager circumstances. You have to be prepared to be bootstrap ready, to get yourself up each day, to prepare yourself, and to be a forward thinker, a strategist, a person who can stand the snipes and gripes of life and the day in and day out, a person who could be honest, forward thinking, a person who is always prepared. And those are just a few of the tenets of what makes a person battle ready, especially in our family. So once you can win on your own, create your own success, as well as your own failures, you're definitely ready to lead and lead others. So as we all know, Lauren she is ready day one with a plan. She is ready day one with a purpose, and she is ready day one with a passion. And that's bigger than any tagline. Moving Mount Vernon forward is far bigger than any tagline. Ask any other candidate, what do they know about the charter? What do they know about the city? This is a city that Lauren is born and raised in. This is a city that is true to her heart. Lauren, like other people who volunteer for these opportunities, is someone that you need to hold to a higher regard, because other people will just go with the flow. Other people will go with the flow to keep a job, to keep their heads down, just to survive. Where other people, or more honored and dignified people, will actually make themselves an available person, a person that is capable of seeing beyond, prepared to help others, where the rest of us are just people who just want to sit back and complain. Lauren Carter is not that person. Again, the city of Mount Vernon is in a war to develop itself, a war that we can win, provided we have the right generals, majors, not just foot soldiers. We have to have strong people who know and are dedicated, just the way members of the military decided to give themselves in the highest level by giving their lives. We have to now prepare ourselves to get behind people who are prepared to dedicate themselves in such a way that most of us would not entertain. So Lauren Carter definitely is my sister. I'm very proud of her. I'm very proud of all of her accomplishments, but they are all her own. She will tell you often, I don't speak for her, but I speak to her. I speak to all that is good for Lauren, and I celebrate her, and I look forward to her becoming the next city council person. And I want to thank UME Radio and all the speakers on today's program. It is my pleasure to continually and always introduce my sister, Lauren Carter.
I wanna leave my footprints on the sands of time. Know there was something that
celebrate individuality and the importance of investing in myself. I had to trust that I was ready and that my parents and mentors provided me with the tools I needed to be successful, owning my future and writing my own story.
Okay, that was really listening to Shez Darden. That's Lauren's sister. I'm like, wow, pleasure to meet your sister, Lauren. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Very good. It's great to have relatives supporting you. We're going to have honor of Mamie Ifua Forson, a Mount Vernon STEAM Academy valedictorian. And Lauren Carter is going to do the honoring.
Hi, is Mame in the studio? Is Mame in the studio? Okay. I'm not sure if she's in the studio, but we have a picture of her. Mame Ifua Forson. Mame Ifua Forson. I apologize. I wanted to take this time to recognize and to celebrate a student here, one of Mount Vernon's own. She is the valedictorian of the STEAM Academy here in Mount Vernon, one of the 3 high schools here. And I wanted to take this time to recognize her because she graduated. Not only did she graduate at the top of her class, but she was accepted to multiple universities, such as Duke University, Johns Hopkins University, Harvard University. She was accepted to all the top universities in the country on a full scholarship.
Wow.
She was on a full scholarship. So she will be attending Harvard University. She chose to attend Harvard in the fall. Well, she'll be studying, she'll be studying, oh my goodness, neurological science and African American studies. And I wanted to highlight Ifua or Mame because this wasn't an easy journey for her. She's the oldest of 4 siblings, and she experienced some hardships. And she was able to persevere nonetheless and graduate at the top of her class and receive scholarships to top universities. So I just wanted to take this time to commend her and to recognize her. If she is in the studio, I'm not sure if she is. I just wanted to give her a couple of minutes to say something, but if she's not here, then that is fine. She was recognized nonetheless. And again, because of our veterans, we have a story like this. Because they made the ultimate sacrifice and died for us, we can continue to live in freedom in this country, go to school, get our education, as I said earlier, attend religious services, social events, et cetera, et cetera. So this is a testimony to our veterans. Thank you.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Mame Forson, that was beautiful. Congratulations to you for being the STEAM Academy valedictorian. That is wonderful. And we commend you for all your efforts. I know it's not easy. As Lauren Carter said, it's a challenge, even being someone that you have to lead your family, even being the first to make a difference in your family and make a difference to go forth and to follow your passion and follow your dream. So it's a lot to be commended. As a former teacher of schools, I am just so it's really a pleasure to listen and hear about Miss Forson and all her accomplishments. Wonderful, and it's great that Lauren Carter, you're able to bring her forth and highlight her for your event. All right, so we're going to hear from Paul Presidehu. He's a coordinator, so I'm going to be hearing from him right now.
Thank you so much, Apostle Dr. Faith. It's Paul Presendale, but it's a common mistake. Okay. I've been having this experience since I was in pre-K, but really thank you for giving me this experience to join you all today, especially on such a momentous occasion. Memorial Day, we think about, especially us as young leaders, the sacrifices that were made by our predecessors and people that really paved the way for us to have this experience in America, especially us as young Black men. The sacrifices that were made by people trying to prove that we could have an equal standing in society and making that ultimate sacrifice towards being involved in the military, even during periods of time when we weren't treated as equal members of society. So these people that went off into World War I, especially going back into the Civil War and World War II, and these people that went and put their lives on the line, the family members that sacrificed these people, it really is the epitome of service to this country, to your community, and to the world, because you're setting an example. So, me, as I'm, finding and discovering myself as a leader in Westchester County, City New Rochelle, I really look up to people that I know embody service, people like Lauren Carter William in the city of Mount Vernon. When I was working in Mount Vernon in 2019, as helping them as a sustainability coordinator, it wasn't an easy time. As many of you may know, 2019 wasn't the best year for the city of Mount Vernon. But people like Lauren really made me feel comfortable asking me if I ever needed help. She was always there. She was sending me emails like, Paul, do you need help with anything? Whenever she saw me in the hallway, she gave me a nice smile and said, Paul, if you need anything, please stop by my office. And I always took her up on that. I would stop by her office and she helped me out. She helped me access legislation from the past, helped me access how documents that I drive work. And I know there was one specific issue when recently the city of Mount Vernon passed their tree ordinance. And Lauren may not know this, but she played a very key role in that process as deputy city clerk. I keep calling her deputy city clerk, but for me, she was a city clerk for Mount Vernon at that time, because the city tree committee, they wanted to get a piece of the copy of the bill of the tree ordinance that the city council tried to pass back in 2017. It was vetoed by the former mayor, Richard Thomas. And I was having a very difficult time trying to get that legislation. And Lauren helped me get that legislation, and I was able to share it and able to find out and really help pass, what really now is a tree ordinance there for the city of Mount Vernon. So she helped really open up and really made herself accessible. So as right now, as we really observe Memorial Day, we really want to make sure that we use the example of people that have made the ultimate sacrifice in our military and really stand on their shoulders and use them to inspire us as we locally try to assume our position of leadership. And really, when you are trying to assume a position of leadership, it's really important that you empower the people that inspire you to be a leader. And these are people like Lauren Carter Williams, especially now that I'm working for Sustainable Westchester and on a county level looking at municipalities. There's not too many city clerks out there. There's not too many people that are public servants. So it'll be really great. And I know Mount Vernon will have an invaluable community servant leader in Lauren Carter. And we look forward to the great things that she will do for the community of Mount Vernon. And thank you, Apostle Dr. Faith, for giving me this opportunity to share a couple of words.
Paul, thank you. It was beautiful. And for sure, you are so right about Lauren Carter. She's very supportive. And trust me, she followed through on whatever she says she's going to do. She followed through and she stay with you until the job is done. And you are so right. She is accessible. She's easy to talk to, approachable, and I tell you, the times when I went to City Hall, I didn't have any problem. Once I came in contact with her, things were right on point, and she told me exactly where to go. So you are so correct about her approach and how she supports the public, and that's beautiful. Thank you so much for your comments and your thoughts. So we're going to do a little campaign flashback. I'm going to do a little interview with DJ KTE, and I is going to be doing a little interview with Lauren Carter. All right. And we're going to ask some few questions. Is she going to be up on the, is Lauren Carter be up on there?
I'm here, Apostle.
Okay. All right. DJ KTE, where is D at? We're going to be working this together. We're going to be team players doing this. And we're going to ask her a few questions about the campaign and how it's working and how it's feeling and your journey. When did you begin this process? What made you really want to go forth and run for city council? What is it that was impressive on you so much as to why you want to do this?
Wow, Apostle. Yes, thank you for that question. I will say, first of all, that I was asked to actually run for office by several people, family members, friends, community people, for several years. I would say probably the last 5 to 6 years. And because I was working there, I never thought about it. I said, well, I guess I'm doing my service, I'm doing my duty as an employee of the city. I'm trying to do the best that I can. So I kind of, brushed off those calls for me to run. And well, actually, I would say, okay, I'll pray about it, but never really did. Never really did, because I didn't think about it. Then after my separation with from the city in January of last year, I still received more calls for me to run. And some people would say, well, we definitely need people that know the charter and the code. Now, Lauren said you should run. So as I was about to get back into the workforce, we had all the shutdowns last year, impacted the entire world. So I prayed and I took that time to reflect. And those that know me know that I don't want to say I'm a religious person, but spiritual, fasting and reading my word and everything. And really praying and asking God to lead and guide me. And I'll tell you what the decision was that caused me to run. We know that George Floyd, was murdered a year ago. We just passed the 1-year anniversary of his death. And I saw all the protests for police reform. And I said, wow, it should start at the local level. Why? Because police officers report to their chiefs or their commissioners through the mayors. And then the council, which is the legislative branch, they can pass legislation to impact police reform. And I saw our own leaders protesting here in Mount Vernon. And I said, wow. So I'm still praying and still reflecting. And then there was a situation that occurred here in Mount Vernon where there was a parking attendant officer who was assaulted by a person here in the city, in the community, allegedly assaulted by someone in the community. And just a short time later, he was apprehended just a couple of blocks away from the scene. And while he was face down on the ground, surrounded by several officers, another officer ran up and punched him repeatedly. Wow. And that was the impetus. That was my confirmation for me to get into the race.
Yes.
So that's why I'm running. I'm running because I saw all the problems. See, being outside now, I knew about the problems, but being outside gave me an even different perspective, or greater perspective, I should say. And then I knew what the problems were. I know what they are. I have ideas on how to solve them. And most importantly, I think, is I know the process and how to get it done. Because we can't just do what we want to do. We have to follow the charter, the code of the city. We have to follow state laws, et cetera, et cetera. So I believe that I have the best experience and the most experience to be in this race and to be a council person, which is what Mount Vernon really, really needs at this time.
Okay, wonderful, awesome, awesome. DJ KTE, you have any questions for our candidate, Lauren Carter? Can't hear you.
Yes, yes, I can hear me now.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, ladies. So I've been following her for a little while now. I've been following her very closely, and yes, I think the question that I have for her is that so far within this candidacy, within this race, what are the one thing that you see that you know you want to tackle first? You hear about the first 100 days, of the presidency, what they want to accomplish. What do you see that you want to touch in Mount Vernon and start to begin with first?
Yeah, so I'm asked that question at a lot of forums, and I always say there's so many problems that I can't say what I would do first or what would be most important. I will tell you what I would like to do, and there are a few things. One of the things that we need to do, I believe that quality life is the absolute foundation, I say it all the time, of a good city.
Yes.
So we have a problem with rat infestation. We have our sewers that are leaking waste into our businesses, into our homes, into our waterways. So we need to address the quality of life here in the city. So one of the things we need to do is we need to be able to get our credit rating back so we can bond to get the items we need, right? We need trucks for DPW. We need vehicles for our police officers. We need so many things. And I would say we need a couple of more ordinance officer positions so that they can enforce the code. We have a code on the books about littering, about loitering, about speeding, about putting trash out too early or not disposing of it properly. It just needs to be enforced. So we need to educate the people. And then unfortunately, when people still don't want to comply with the law, they're going to have to be fined. The city requires people to comply with alternate side of the street parking, right? We know if we don't move our car on street cleaning day, we'll get a ticket. So it should be no different with code enforcement, whether it's a person or whether it's a homeowner or whether it's a business owner. So these are things I would like to fund a few more ordinance officer positions to facilitate that quality of life initiative. I would like to work with the controller and the mayor to get our credit rating back so we can bond. And then we can still do other things to be able to get the capital, the revenue that we need in order to get these big ticket items. We don't have to wait for credit. There are certain things we can still do. We also need to finish the comprehensive plan. We have a plan that's in draft form, that's been in draft form for 10 years. So now it's outdated. So we need to get the comprehensive plan finished, but it's going to take the administration to make sure that the planning department is properly staffed in order to begin the process, because it's not going to start necessarily from the council. It's going to start from the planning department through the mayor's office. So those are just some of the things that I would like to work on as a council person in my first 100 days.
Wow. So what I'm hearing, I'm hearing you say that some laws are already on the books. It's just that they need to be enacted. They need to be actually activated so we can really see change happens.
Absolutely. We have to, unfortunately, as I say to people right now, it's like we live in a lawless city. We have people doing whatever they want to do. They don't abide by the laws. And we can't fault the people when we have even our leaders that are not even following the laws of the city.
Wow. I hear you. And I think that those that you mentioned are very, very key, because you do have to have an environment set the stage, even visually, and there have been research shown that, you put people in a certain environment where it's visually, appealing. It affects the entire mind. It affects how you feel about your own community, your pride and so forth. So I think you're really hitting on some very, very important points when it comes to starting the process. We know some things will be more long term, but at least you are seeing some very immediate things that can be addressed and of course it'll ignite people in the community. And of course, when people start to talk, they said the biggest sales is word of mouth.
Yeah.
When people change, they talk. They talk negative, they talk positive too. So that's the kind of reaction they want to happen. The kind of synergy in the community, and so I'm sure we're going to see that. Another question I want to ask you: what have you? Well, I'll say, what are your thoughts in terms of the relevance of seeing more women take leadership in these areas? What are your thoughts on that? Because I think that for the most part, for decades and centuries, men have really dominated areas of politics. And what's it like being a woman? What's the pressure it's like? Are you getting a lot of pushback? Are you feeling supported the way you feel you should? Can you speak to that?
Well, certainly, I think that we definitely need a diverse group of leaders, whether it's in government or in the private sector, nonprofit, etc. And certainly, so that means different ethnic backgrounds, races, sexes, and we need female leaders. However, I would say that I think the most important type of leader we need is one that is qualified, competent, and honest. Because we have, especially in Mount Vernon, said, well, we need to get someone who is Black, or we need to get someone who is young, or we need to get someone who is female. But that doesn't mean that the person is competent. It doesn't mean that the person is honest. It doesn't mean that the person is qualified. So yes, we need diversity, but we also need experience. We also need qualified people. We also need people that have integrity. So yes, the answer to your question is yes, we could have more women, but we also need to make sure that people really can do the job. And I would say that I do see that I get support, definitely from people who I speak to. But I would say, to be honest with you, that's why we're here. We're having a fundraiser monetarily. It seems like it's a little more difficult for women than for men to raise the money that's needed for a campaign. That's just my personal experience.
Wow. So far, although it's challenging with the fundraiser, are you seeing an uptick in that in the last few weeks, or you seen that there's more of a lift in that area as far as folks?
Yes. I have to say, thank God that there are more people that are contributing, that are donating now. My treasurer got some checks in the mail, and I received some donations online. So yes, there has been an uptick in giving for the campaign, because as you all know, it's not cheap to run a campaign.
Great responses to our questions. I just want to ask you one last question. How are you feeling so far moving forward? We're coming to the end of the campaign trail. We're almost in June. So how are you feeling as to coming almost to the end of the final race?
I am feeling I'm feeling good. I'll say that. I'm feeling good. I feel good because I know that I've been out there speaking to people. I've been interacting with people. I've been getting my message out there, my name out there. So in that regard, I feel good. I've been knocking on doors. I've been on social media. I've been at the forums. And so I'm feeling good in that regard. So I just want to keep on pressing and doing all I can until the last day.
Awesome. Yes, because, the more you keep doing that, people know that you care. So that's powerful. and that could really, a real encouragement piece to people come
Yes.
out and vote for you. All right, we're going to hear. Thank you much, candidate Lauren Carter, and to hear from Antoinette Casato. She's going to talk about the history of Mount Vernon. She is a long-standing resident here.
Today's quote by Napoleon Hill: every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit. You're listening to you.
We're going to hear from John Carlo Batista. Okay, so I'm hearing that Miss Antoinette Casado is in the room, so we're going to hear from her right now. Again, she'll be talking about the history of Mount Vernon, and she's a long-standing resident of Mount Vernon. Here we have Miss Antoinette. Go ahead.
You can go ahead, Miss Antoinette.
Yes, hi. Yes, I lived in Mount Vernon.
Hello.
45 years. And when I first came to Mount Vernon, I thought it was beautiful. Nice people, a lot of jobs, nice home. But right now I see a little change in Mount Vernon. I mean, we love to be here in Mount Vernon, and I never move out of Mount Vernon. I go to home, I work in Mount Vernon, and I met a lot of people. It's a large, I see it's a growing community for a small, like mostly Italian community, to a large diversity of all the people. And ethnic groups, Mount Vernon was first commuted to, was easy to take a train and take a bus to go anywhere to go to work. And I heard a lot of artists came from Mount Vernon, like Denzel, Heavy D, and many, many more. I work in Mount Vernon, and I was so happy and everything. The only thing I feel a little change in Mount Vernon, and I hope that the new people running city council can make some change, because I personally myself go to some city council, and I see, listen, I watch how they speak, how they help the community. I've been work with the community, do a lot of volunteer work myself, because I like to help. I see some people have big jobs, big money, they're not doing their job. So I'm hoping, I wish, especially these new people running that could do better job, to make Mount Vernon much better. Because I still see a lot of potholes that, need to be fixed. And in the past, all the people ran and they promised, but I don't see enough work done. If everybody does their part, I think Mount Vernon will be the flower of New York City. And, I don't move out of Mount Vernon. I've been offered money. People ask me if I want to sell my property. And I don't, because I love to be here and love to be surrounded with good people. And also I met all this new, like Lori Carden and Andre Wallace and the other lady, Delia, and so many more. So I'm a type of person to talk to them, encourage them what they're doing, and anything they have to do better. We discuss about it. It's beautiful to be able to communicate with the people, leader. They work in your own city, own town. We hope and wish that things could get better, but we need to work together as a community. We're not going to look each other. I remember when I first came from my country, you meet and everybody get together, any nationality. I started with my church on South 10th Avenue, the big church in Mount Vernon. They used to call it Italian church, but you know what? I call community church because I invite everyone. I was very involved with the parish. And still, I'm struggle to bring back my church. And I like to work with the community, no matter where we come from, no matter what religion we are, or what color we are. It's to work together. It makes better and better and strong city. It's a beautiful, to work together. So I hope that I could see some change in Mount Vernon, because we do love Mount Vernon. I have 2 children here. They work here in Mount Vernon. I work in Mount Vernon. And right now, the change I would like to see in Mount Vernon, that instead to have same people over and over work in the city, you give a chance some new people to come in. And the people that work in there, they have friends and family, and nobody else have a chance to get in. We need to give a chance to new generation to come in and work with us. So I think, and I'm hoping, I pray God that they pick the good people and do the right thing, good job for Mount Vernon. Because I would like to hear, the change. I would like to see the change. I walk sometimes down Gramerton Avenue. I meet people, no matter man, woman, young, and we talk about a lot of things in Mount Vernon, what's going on. And everybody's looking for better change, for better Mount Vernon.
I can agree with you.
We have this young guys and running bicycle, motorcycle, screaming, yelling, cursing. We need help from the police department too. We need help to live a better life in Mount Vernon, a safe life. So I hope that the people, the leader in charge, they work hard. This should not be just getting big check, go through the week, collect the money, and that's it. They have to look what they were hired for to do their job for the money they collect. We are taxpayers. We want to see results. We want to see a better Mount Vernon. So, and that's what I have in my heart, that I'd like to see Mount Vernon to change for better. So, I believe there's a lot more people, a lot of seniors looking for that, for better Mount Vernon. And people with manners and respect. What else we looking for? And I want to wish good luck to everyone who's running and work hard for this campaigning. The new city council, I hope God picked the good, right person for controller. We don't want people just get the big job and big money. Again, do their job and be honest. That's what we need. Honest people. We don't need no more corruption. We don't need crook. They just grab the money and disappear money. We need people to do the job. That's it. That's my hope and my wish for better Mount Vernon. God bless everyone.
God bless you, Miss Antoinette Casato. It's She is just so much on point. She said that keyword change. I've also been a resident. She's been here for 45 years. I've been a resident for 20 years. I did own a house here at one point in Mount Vernon. When my children grew up, I had to sell it, but I'm looking forward to buying another one here in Mount Vernon. And people have asked me, do I want to move out to someplace else? I said, no, I believe I have work to do here. And also, I agree with her as well, working a lot with the community, because that's what we have to be about. And I have been working with my ministry for 15 years, Women and Men of Excellence Outreach Ministry. Been really trying to do what we can to make a difference. So if everybody would take time out of their schedule to help to make the city for what it is. And I truly believe in my heart that given Lauren given a chance to be part of this great city again, I really believe in my heart she will make a big difference. And as the key word I kept hearing Miss Antoinette say, that keyword is change. And we need that so much, with so much unrest in City Hall and so many things going on, and the dishonesty, and a lot of times, we are wanting to vote, and we vote and people say they're going to do certain things. And when you expect it to happen, it doesn't happen for so much dishonesty. We need change. And she kept repeating that. And I believe that moving forward, I believe that the ones that are coming in now, will be those people that will project change and push Mount Vernon to the next level. And I love Lauren Carter. Her plan, her 3 P's is plan, purpose, and passion. So yes, we gotta have a plan, of course. And of course, you gotta really have a purpose to push. What is it you're trying to do? What is your goal? And of course, passion. You have to be excited about what you're doing in order for you to get what you desire to come across and to help this great city of Mount Vernon. And of course, I'm not going anywhere. In 2017, the Lord put me in politics. So I'm here to help on this level, as well as still pastoring and still trying to help as much as possible to bring continuity and wholeness to this great city of Mount Vernon. So thank you so much again, Miss Antoinette, for your wonderful words, and to encourage our candidate, Miss Lauren Carter. We're going to hear from Mr. John Carlo Batista at this moment.
Hi, everybody. My name is John Carlo Bautista. I'm a 15-year resident of Mount Vernon, and I'm a second-term district leader here. Lauren Carter's passion is the people. I've never seen Lauren not involved in Mount Vernon, whether it's in politics, in her faith, or in her community. I see her every Saturday handing out food to people all around Mount Vernon. I see her out, helping with small businesses and promoting to see what kind of any resources they need during the COVID-19 pandemic. When she began this campaign, we went around to different neighborhoods in Fleetwood. We went to downtown Mount Vernon, on Lincoln Avenue and Sanford, where we handed out flyers and promoted any kind of needs that any of these small businesses need during COVID. And one of the other things that she was also very passionate about too is planning. Lauren Carter is the only candidate that is a planner that's running for city council. And she is very passionate about making sure that Mount Vernon gets its comprehensive plan done, so we can start developing Mount Vernon in the right way, not the wrong way, where we increase the amount of commercial development rather than putting the main burden on homeowners when it comes to over developing residential housing. And one of the other things she also is very passionate about is making sure that we address the issue with police misconduct in our community and make sure we have police reform, where we've seen the senseless violence between the police and members of the community. She's also very, very passionate about being involved with the youth and making sure that we have programs for our youth so that we don't see the violence that leads to the amount of police presence that we have in Mount Vernon. She is going to be, she is going to continue to be involved as she was from the beginning when she was born here, and she's going to continue being involved when she's a member of the city council. Originally she wasn't sure whether she was going to run for city council or not, but I think it was the best kind of thing that direction she had after she left, being deputy clerk. So she's always been involved in the city. So if we definitely want to support her. We want to support her, Andre Wallace, and Janice Duarte for city council so that she has the support she needs to pass legislation that she wants to introduce when she's on the city council. So please, whether you have $1, $5, $100, $500, please donate to Lauren because she is the only candidate running for city council that is not taking any contributions from developers, lobbyists, or special interests. Thank you.
Oh, that's so awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Batista. You are so on point about that. She is very honest in what she does, and I'm really glad she's not really taking any of those little extra monies on the side. That is powerful to know that she's have a level of integrity, and what she says. That's exactly what she does. You're so on point, and thank you so much for your thoughts. And we're going to look at a slide presentation of how voting for Lauren Carter will impact the community and our current state of Mount Vernon.
Good evening, everyone. Again, thank you so much for being here tonight at this virtual fundraiser. I want to thank UME Radio for producing an excellent event. Thank you so much. I want to thank Apostle Dr. Faith Walters, a Mount Vernon district leader, and someone who is also working in the community. I want to thank you so much for emceeing and thank you for your support. I want to thank everyone who has spoken, to my sister Shez. Thank you to Paul. Thank you so much. You guys really just blew my mind with your kind words, your articulate speech. I just thank you so much. Thank you, Antoinette, for talking about the history of Mount Vernon in its former glory, right? And you're here, you're still here. A lot of people have left because the services have declined in the city, and they're seeing an increase in crime, et cetera, but you're still here, just like Apostle Faith Walters. I want to thank John Carlo for your wonderful words as well. Thank you. John Carlo has been there helping me with a lot of the videos you see on my YouTube page, on my Facebook page. Most of those videos, he recorded them. So thank you so much. And there are other speakers that are in the wings waiting. So I'm not going to be long. I'm not going to be long because we have just about 30 minutes, just a little over 30 minutes remaining. I hope I didn't leave anybody out that has spoken already, right? I think I got everybody. I hate to leave anyone out. But I just want to, again, just talk a little bit about why I'm running for city council and share with you my platform. I just really believe, it was stated before that I was born and raised here, right? I graduated from Mount Vernon High School. After completing Mount Vernon High School, I went to NYU for a couple of years, and I later would finish my degree at Fordham University. So currently I am earning an Executive Master of Urban Planning from the University of Southern California's Sol Price School of Public Policy. I worked in the planning department for several years in the city of Mount Vernon, and all of the work that I did, the American Planning Association qualified me as, or recognized me as, a planner. I then went on, though, however, to the city clerk's office in 2011, where I was appointed to be deputy city clerk. And I worked there until just February of last year. So I have almost 2 decades of working for the city of Mount Vernon. So I'm familiar with the different branches of government. I worked for the executive branch when I worked in planning, and I worked for the legislative branch when I worked for the city council. And I'm running because I said before, Mount Vernon is in decline. So after, receiving that confirmation that this is what I needed to do, I sat down and I developed a plan or a platform, or some people would say a strategy. But for me, it's what I really believe needs to be done in the city. So I believe, as I said before, quality of life is the foundation of a good city. I mean, urban planning in the United States started because in the late 1800s, we saw unsanitary conditions in the city's tenements, such as New York City, such as Chicago. And it really started because out of a public health concern. And, like I said, tenements and housing that was dilapidated, people living in just one or two rooms with no light, no ventilation, no running water or toilets. They had to go outside to use toilets. So what we're seeing in Mount Vernon, unfortunately, with the pollution, with the littering, with the contaminated waterways, what we're seeing is almost a return to the late 1800s and early 1900s. So I believe that quality of life it's the top of the list of what is needed to make a city good. So that's why I said we need to fund a couple of more ordinance officer positions so that we can facilitate that quality of life initiative. I believe that we need to do things like have cleanup campaigns. I mean, I know DPW, they have been doing that the last few weeks. It's so important that even my opponents are copying my platform and they're saying the same thing. We also need to do things like plant trees. Paul talked about the tree ordinance, and there's Paul there at our tree planting ceremony just a month ago at Hartley Park. What we need to do is, unfortunately, we need to plant the right trees in Mount Vernon. We need less obtrusive trees. We don't need the huge oaks that we see in our community that just become uprooted because of a storm or something. And then what does that cause? It causes sidewalks to be in disrepair. It causes power lines to become down during storms, even falling onto people's property, like their homes or their vehicles. So we need to make sure we're planting the right trees. We need to make sure we're planting flowers to beautify the city. We also can have community gardens and urban farms in the city so that we can also provide fresh produce to those in the community. I've also talked about the comprehensive plan. I said that there's something that, undoubtedly we need. The scripture says, without a vision, the people perish. And then another scripture says, write the vision and make it plain so that he that sees it may run with it. We can't run for the vision that we have without there being a plan, without it being written out. So we need to make sure the comprehensive plan is done. People say, Lauren, they've been talking about the comprehensive plan for years. I know people have been talking about it for years. But what I want to do is, if the council does not vote in this budget cycle at the end of this year to appropriate monies to complete it, or if they don't vote to appropriate enough monies to fund it, I want to get in there on day one to help to do that. We need to vote to make sure we have enough monies to finish it, because we have to bring the consultants in to help us. And don't get me wrong, there's another person that's running that is a planner and really speaks like he wants to be the planning commissioner. I'm not running to be planning commissioner. I'm not running to be the city planner. I'm running to be a city council person. And I know that the community has to be engaged in this process. The officials are not going to draft the comprehensive plan. The comprehensive plan is going to be drafted based on the will of the people. What do the people want in Mount Vernon? So that's how the comprehensive plan is going to be drafted. I also talked about the reason I got into the race, police reform. I really believe that it's needed in Mount Vernon. I appreciate our DA, Mimi Roca, for calling on the United States Department of Justice to investigate our Mount Vernon Police Department, Congressman Jamal Bowman, our Senator Chuck Schumer. It's definitely needed. Most of our officers are great. Most of our officers are doing a good job. But there are, unfortunately, some bad apples that need to be rooted out. And we also need to make sure that, and some of my opponents talk about, we need to create legislation for a CCRB. There is legislation for a CCRB. It's been passed. What we have to do is, it was passed 3 years ago. What the city has to do is fund it. You need to fund the executive director, or the person who will run the CCRB, who will manage the day-to-day. You need to fund to have investigations done, etc. So we need monies there for the CCRB. Perhaps we can look at the legislation and see if we need to make some tweaks, because it was legislated, adopted 3 years ago, but we do have a CCRB on the books. And also what we need to do, I want to help fund our police department. We heard talk about defunding. While I'm in favor of police reform and making sure that people are respected in the community by the police officers, I don't believe that we need to punish the police officers. We need them, especially in our minority communities. So they need the proper funding to do what they need to do. We have a lot of unsolved murders in this community. So we need to make sure that those family members have closure, that those cases are investigated. Let's call in our partners. Let's call in the FBI, the state police, the Westchester County Police to help us, so that these families can get closure, and so that we can also have better training and better tactics in our police force to help solve these crimes. We also need to look at prevention as well. So with that is going to come the services that we need for our youth, whether it's a PAL once again, or the Youth Bureau that has a lot of great programming, but it can be more youth can be reached. So how can we do that? We do that by incorporating our faith-based partners and our not-for-profits to help, so that the Youth Bureau can now provide more of the programs in those institutions, because they're getting the funding through the awesome grants writing that they do. They get millions of dollars in funding. So we need to let the other institutions have a seat at the table, so that our Youth Bureau can also extend their programming into those institutions. We also need to bolster services for our seniors. The seniors are complaining that the services that they have been receiving throughout the years are declining, just like everything else in the city. Let us restore the services to our seniors. I will advocate for them and press the administration to make sure you have the right people servicing our seniors, people that are respectful to the seniors. We don't need people that are literally cursing out our senior citizens. I mean, we need to have people that are going to respect our elders. I mean, respect everyone, but certainly our elders. So I will press the administration to make sure that they have the right people in place. Maybe it requires better training for the employees of the city of Mount Vernon. But we need to do all we can to make sure they're respected and they're properly represented. And I will state, I said it before, fiscal responsibility. We need to get our credit rating back. There's no doubt about it. It's not going to be overnight, but certainly we need to start working on it now to get our audits finished, so that audits need to be finished for the URA, the IDA, the water department. I know the work has been started. I know a lot of that work started under former Mayor Andre Wallace and is now continuing. We need to get those done so we can close the books for those years, so that now we have transparency, we have accountability, so that the credit bureaus now can look and say, okay, this is where the city of Mount Vernon stands, so now we can restore their credit. So it's going to take a collaborative effort with the comptroller really leading and guiding us in this, and the mayor's office, to make sure that it's done. There are certain things we can do, and I don't want to be too long-winded, but there are certain things that the council can also do to help to get our credit rating back. We also need to look at investments in Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon was a city that didn't invest much, and we really need to look at that so that we're not burdening the homeowners with high taxes. One of the things we can look at as well is legislation to be passed to reduce interest rates and penalties for people who are in arrears. We want them to be able to stay in their homes, and we want the property to stay on the tax rolls. So we can reduce the interest for them. We can reduce the penalties so that they can redeem their properties, stay in them, and the properties stay on the tax roll. Why does the city want to have properties that are in in-rem foreclosure where you're not getting money? So the city still has to pay the school district the taxes. The city still has to pay the county taxes. So we might as well keep the property on the tax rolls. We need to also draw in more economic development in Mount Vernon. So I'm definitely in favor of utilizing our IDA to do that, to provide incentives. I think we missed the window during COVID where business owners were fleeing New York City. We could have capitalized on that because we are centrally located off of the major interstates that travel up and down the East Coast and throughout states that are bringing in goods, that are transporting goods. 87 and 95, we're the only municipality in Westchester County that's within minutes of both of those interstates. We missed an opportunity to bring those businesses into Mount Vernon through utilizing incentives through the IDA. And finally, I want to wrap this up because we're almost out of time. I talk about my commitment to the community. As Giancarlo said before, I'm not accepting donations from developers or lobbyists. I probably could have raised a whole bunch of money by now, but I chose not to do that because I want to be an independent council person. I don't want people to believe that because they may have given me money in the campaign that I have to vote a certain way. So in order to not have the appearance of any type of impropriety or conflicts of interest. Certainly, if there's a conflict of interest, one would have to recuse themselves from voting. But I chose not to accept donations. So I'm accepting donations from individuals, family members, friends, from business owners here in Mount Vernon, because you're the ones that I'll really be serving here full time. So these are the ones that I decided to accept donations from, and really just being involved in the community, just letting people know that I'm a servant, a public servant, not in it for money or a title or fame, just to serve Mount Vernon, to help turn this community around. And thank you, UME, Marsha J, for putting that picture up. One of the things I talked about before is that, we have, unfortunately, it's gotten a little better, but dog waste. Some owners, they don't want to clean up behind their dogs. So a business owner here in Mount Vernon who just lives a couple of blocks from me, he's a neighbor of mine. He said that he was tired of all of the dog feces on his property. So he invested in this pet waste disposal can that when people, after their dog does their business, right, the dog owner can pull a bag and dump it in the trash here. So the city of Mount Vernon can invest in these things and put them all around Mount Vernon. And again, this came from a business owner, a homeowner here in Mount Vernon. So all the ideas are not going to be with the officials. That's why it's going to take the whole community to help. And certainly I can't do it all by myself. There are 5 people on the city council, and there are 3 people that are running. There are 3 seats open, I should say, this time around. And I'm running with Andre Wallace and Janice Duarte. So with the right people, we can get legislation passed. So thank you all for being here today, because we still have a couple of more speakers. But I want to thank you all for being here. And there you see the Mount Vernon Democratic Party's nominees. As I said before, Janice Duarte, Andre Wallace, that's me, and for controller, Reverend Darren Morton. So I just want to thank everyone again for being here tonight, because there are more people slated to speak. Thank you all.
Wonderful. Thank you again, Ken.
Today's quote by Napoleon Hill:
Thank you again, Lauren.
every adversity, every failure, every heartache carries with it the seed of an equal or greater benefit.
You're listening to UME Radio. Live on purpose.
So this is powerful.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to hear from Trisha Williams. She's going to give a musical selection, and she's an award-winning recording artist.
Don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. See, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds sit by my doorstep, singing sweet song of melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Rise up this morning, smile with the rising sun. 3 little birds sit by my doorstep, singing sweet songs of melodies pure and true. Singing, this is my message to you. Singing, don't worry, don't you worry about a thing. Hey, because every little thing gonna be alright. Tell you, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. I tell you, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Cause every little thing gonna be alright. Tell you, don't worry.
All right now. Oh, I love that song. That's one of my favorite songs. That's right. Don't worry about a thing, because every little thing is going to be all right. God's got it. Let his will be done. And we are, oh, that's a beautiful song. I love that song. And we're going to listen to a message from Sadiq Walker. He's a judicial candidate, judicial candidate. So we're going to hear from him right now.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
In line with what everyone is saying, I just want to first also say thank you for having me here today. I'm happy to be here, and happy Memorial Day. Personally, I want to thank all the servicemen and women and all those in the military who have sacrificed their lives for all of us here today. I spent 4 years in junior ROTC, and that allowed me to create a lot of relationships that I've sustained over those years. I mean, I graduated high school in 2014, so that's a long time now. But in ROTC, some of the values they teach us, I still remember them, and we had these seven values that we lived up to as cadets. Those are loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, personal courage. And as I was preparing to speak here today, I was like, those are definitely values that I know Miss Carter, you guys call her Lauren, but I call her Miss Carter, that Miss Carter definitely embodies, and I know that she will promote in our city. I still have friends in the military. My uncle, who went to Mount Vernon High, he is currently in the Air Force. So once again, happy Memorial Day, and we are grateful for all of the servicemen and women. And just to keep in line with that theme, ROTC got me to think about service, and I figured the best way for me to serve my community, including Mount Vernon, was to be an attorney and use the law as a vehicle for change. Many speakers before me spoke about the changes that we need to make in our city, one of them being criminal justice. So that's why I took that route. And yeah, my name is Sadiq. I'm currently attending Northeastern University School of Law in Boston, and I just completed my first year. I met Miss Carter in 2017. I was a senior in college at the time. I was going to school upstate New York, and I was interning with George Brown. I'm not sure if Mr. Brown is here, but if you are here, shout out to you, sir. I sat next to Miss Carter and received so many jewels, so many gems. She gave me great advice. I was a young, excited kid, excited to be working in my local city hall. And there was this woman who is still a force. She took me under her wing, and every single day we had amazing conversations. And I knew that the day I left there, that I was going to keep that relationship with Miss Carter. So I'm not here today because she's running for the Mount Vernon City Council position. I'm here because of the things that she taught me as a young man, still a young man, but she is really a great leader, a great listener. And I know that she not only cares about me as a young man from Mount Vernon, but all of the young people in the city. I love Mount Vernon, and I know that she does too. And there's so many issues that we really, really need to get solved. And I'm tired of going on interviews in my field and people asking about my city, and it's so negative. So when I see people like Miss Carter running for these positions, it's the face of the city that we need. So I don't have to be defensive anymore about Mount Vernon. And I trust that she will continue to serve her city. And having dedicated so many years, this campaign shows that she is the kind of leader we need. Going back to last fall, she's been very active, and I'm glad that the city is, I mean, she was well known before, but now that more residents are being introduced to her, I'm very happy that her story is being told and that she's out there meeting with community leaders, local leaders, and showing the rest of the city why she is an ideal candidate. And I fully support her. I will do anything that you want me to do to help get out the vote, Miss Carter. And I'm telling all my friends and my family to come out on June 22nd to vote for you. And I know this campaign will be a success if we just keep going. So thank you for inviting me, and God bless.
Wonderful. Thank you, Attorney Sadiq Walker. That was some great words. And I tell you, I do echo your words saying that Lauren Carter is a force to be reckoned with. That's for sure. I do echo that she is a great leader and she's somebody you can talk to, and she will definitely support you to the end. So I really appreciate your comments. Thank you so much. We're going to be looking at an advertisement at this moment. So just look at the screen.
Maybe the night that my tears might let me know all the stars are close, all the stars are close, all the stars are close. Maybe the night that my tears might let me know all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer, all the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could break a bullet, break a ball, break a
One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Get together and feel alright. Now let them all pass all their dirty remarks. There is one question I'd really like to ask. Is there a place for the hopeless sinner who hurt all mankind to save his own? One love, one heart, let's get together and feel alright. One love, one heart, give thanks and praise to the Lord, and I will feel alright. Let's get together and feel alright.
Wow, thank you again, Miss Trisha, for a wonderful rendition. And we're going to listen to our Mount Vernon Democratic City Committee Chair, Mr. Reginald Lafayette. Let's welcome as he come into the room. Mr. Lafayette. Okay, we're having some challenges here. Okay.
You'll be right here. You'll be right here shortly.
Okay.
I can't.
Yeah, you can speak now. You can go forth and speak on behalf of Lauren.
You want me to speak now?
Yes, you can.
Okay. All right. You know, we've had some bad connection because this is Memorial Day, and I'm trying to squeeze everything in. But Lauren Carter is a capable young woman who I knew for her whole term in government. Lauren, as a deputy city clerk, from planning board secretary, knows the ins and outs of the government. I think she will be a fine addition to the Mount Vernon City Council, and I urge everyone who can hear my voice
to contribute to her campaign that will make her successful in achieving the goal to be a city councilwoman. So give to Lauren until it hurts, and give to Lauren until you can't give no more. Thank you.
That's awesome. Thank you very much, Chairman
You're welcome.
Lafayette. God bless you. Those are some great remarks, and I love what he said. She's very capable, that's for sure. Yes, Miss Lauren Carter is very capable to do the job as a city councilwoman. Most definitely. I do agree with Chairman Lafayette on that point. And she knows a lot about government. Trust me, she'll be the right one for the job. All right, we're going to go into listening to Andre Wallace. He was a former mayor, and he's also a current current city council candidate as well. Go ahead, Mr. Andre Wallace.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me, and I'm glad everybody is here to support Lauren Carter. Hopefully, everybody here online can reach out to everybody you know to get to contribute to Lauren's campaign, because she is a much-needed candidate that needs to be sitting in one of those chairs in office. I wholeheartedly support her. I have from day one. My support for her is very strong because, as I tell people before and now and after and every day, that the reason I exist as a council person and was able to do the things I was able to do was because I was getting a lot of the guidance and the help from Lauren Carter, who knows how government works, the insides and the outsides. Her contribution to making change was always there. She was doing it from the position of deputy clerk, and now she's going to be able to do it from the seat of a city council person sitting in that seat. So I know that she has integrity. I know that she understands the charter. I know that she knows how it works and how government works, because I've worked with her. And this is very important to get people in government that know exactly what they're doing. We don't have the time for learning curves. We don't have time to teach people how to be a council person. We don't have time to have people sit there and try to figure it out. Mount Vernon is in a situation right now where we need experienced people to come in and to clean up this place and to work together with others to make this thing happen and move Mount Vernon forward with better days and where it's supposed to be. And Lauren Carter is that person for that. And I always say, she would be a great city council person. She has taught, a lot of people don't realize that she teaches all of us. She had taught me how to be a council person, as well as all the others that had came before me on how to be a council person and how things run and how things need to go in the process that we need to go through and the things that we need to learn. So right now, it's an opportunity for us not only to get the students, but to get the teachers. And sometimes when you're in this kind of jam, you got to go back to the teachers and the professors to make it work for you, and that is what I have to say about Lauren Carter. So if you can contribute whatever it is, $5, $10, $100, whatever you can do, and then whatever you can't do, reach out to somebody who can help and get a contribution from them as well, and make sure that we push Lauren across this finish line with this slate and give her the opportunity to reach out to everybody and do the things that she needs to do to make sure that her message is heard. And I believe that once people hear her message, once people have the opportunity to speak with her, they will make the right choice. And that's what I would have to say about Lauren Carter. That's the right choice at the right time. Mount Vernon, don't make a mistake. Make sure we vote and get Lauren Carter in office. Thank you.
Thank you so much, candidate Andre Wallace. You are so much on point. She is the right choice at the right time. That's for change, enacting change in our community, because certainly we need this now. And I really believe, as you said, she is a great asset. And I'm telling you, while the little times I was able to go to City Hall, she was always a person, a go-getter on the move, and she bring people together and bring communities together, bring parties together. So you are so on point. Thank you so much. And we're going to be listening to Marsha J., an award-winning international recording artist. Let's receive as she comes.
Hello, everyone. Let me know if you are hearing me. Type in the comments if you are able to hear me, because I am unable to hear what's happening in the room. All right. So while you're typing your comments, it's been such a pleasure for UME Radio to be hosting this event. I'm also seeing some extra guests in the studio this evening. I am also seeing Mr. Darren Morton, how are you? And Sonia Murray. And I know that you are here particularly for Lauren. Before I even sing, I've been seeing some comments. If you see me looking to the side, I'm just checking out the comments to see what's going on there. And Apostle Faith, you have been doing a tremendous job in being the mistress of ceremonies this afternoon. Thank you so much. I see all the congratulatory comments and all the well wishes that are going on in the comments, and I want to say thank you so much. I know Lauren is coming to do her official vote of thanks, but to know that you have gotten behind a woman of color who decides to make a change. She doesn't just have a gift, or she's going to school to get her master's and her doctorate in this, that, but she's actually being the change that she wants to see. Now, the song that I'm about to do, it's called I Believe, right? And there's a saying in my country that goes, belief kills and belief cures. But this evening, we want to pour our belief into the fact that Lauren is capable. So if you are watching right now as another woman of color and another powerful woman of color and a woman of color in leadership, I am advocating for you to support Lauren, not just get behind her in words, but also get behind her with your substance, with money. It takes cash to care. If you think it takes cash to care, type yes in the comments. It does take cash to care. So even before you leave the room this evening, whether you are a person who is here to bring a message or you are just an invited guest, I want you to play. I want you to get behind her tangibly. In the comment section, I'm still hoping that you can hear me because I'm not hearing anything in the room. I want you to get behind her by making a donation. Even if it's a promissory note and you don't have it today, but before the 22nd, you must make a pledge. Somebody says, we can hear you. Thank you so much. You must make a pledge to get behind Lauren. If you are a friend of Lauren, if you are a friend of change, if you are the type of person that says, listen, Mount Vernon has got to level up. It has got to level up, and it can. Like Apostle was saying this evening, so many persons that have moved out of Mount Vernon because they were so discouraged. But now here is a chance. Here is one to be the change that you want to see. All right, so the song I'll be doing for you this evening, I Believe, and the cover version by Fantasia. I hope you enjoy. Have you ever reached the rainbow's end? And did you find it? Ever catch a shooting star? Tell me how high did you soar? Ever felt like you were dreaming? And the magic that surrounds you can lift you up and guide you on your way. I can see it in the stars across the sky. within my heart. Overcome any obstacle just to. You see, I'm trying to be the very best. Shine the light for all to see. 'Cause anything is possible when you believe. I've had 100,000 dreams before, and now I finally realize I have waited all my life for this moment to arrive. And finally, I believe. I said I believe. Your love keeps lifting me higher, higher. You ought to try it for yourself. Your love keeps lifting me higher. Your love keeps lifting me higher and higher. Anybody love keeps lifting you higher 'cause you believe. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Your love keeps lifting me. Thank you so much. God bless you, Lauren. God bless you, everyone.
I'm not the mistakes that I have made, or any of the things that caused me pain. I am not the pieces of the dream I left behind. I am light.
You're listening to UME Radio.
I am light. I am light. I am light.
Awesome. That was a powerful song from Minister Marsha J. Thank you so much. Now we're coming to the end of our program, and I want to reintroduce our city council candidate of Mount Vernon, New York. And I want to echo what everybody has said. A woman that is capable, accessible, the right choice, supportive, and a woman with a plan, a purpose, and a passion. We welcome back to the platform Miss Lauren Carter. Go ahead.
Thank you, Apostle Faith. God bless you. Thank you so much for emceeing this tonight once again. Wow, I'm floored, I guess. I just really appreciate the kind words from everyone tonight. They are very touching words. When you're doing something just unto the Lord, you're not doing it for men or to be seen, but He will give you a reward and let you know that people actually appreciated what you did. I want to thank everyone who was here tonight, because there were some people that weren't able to make it. I want to thank them anyway for committing to be here, but some things came up. I'm saddened that a veteran wasn't able to be here, and even a Gold Star mother, but I know that certain situations occurred. I know that some people had a hard time getting on as well. So for those of you who persevered anyway, thank you so much for coming on. I want to thank Chairman Reginald Lafayette, because he really took time out of his schedule. Today there are so many ceremonies occurring and going on, and he goes to most of them. I was with him at one of the ceremonies earlier, and I had to come back here for the fundraiser. So he spent a considerable amount of time in his car, and he wasn't able to get on initially. So thank you, DJ KTE, for calling in for him. I want to thank him so much for taking the time and for being here tonight, for persevering through the technical difficulties, because some people would have given up, but I thank him. Well, you know what? He's the chair, so he's going to make sure he's committed to getting the Democrats elected. So I want to thank him so much. I also want to thank my running mates. Thank you, Andre Wallace, for being here. I know that he made an appeal, a great appeal for donations. He said, if you you give, but you also spread the word to your friends and family to give. So I want to thank him so much. I want to thank Reverend Morton, who is on as well. I don't know if he's still on now, but thank you, Reverend Morton, for being here, for taking time out, because I was also with Reverend Morton earlier. We were at one of the events and he's here. Thank you so much for taking time out of your schedule to be here as well. I know Janice Duarte, she was trying to get on. I don't know if she made it on, but thank you to the slate. Thank you so much. And I also want to thank Sadiq. I don't know if you're still on. Some people, once they speak, they have to go, but I will take my time to thank each and every one of you personally as well. But I want to thank Sadiq for his kind words as well. I just want to let you know that Sadiq, he persevered as well. I mean, he lost his mom suddenly a couple of years ago. And just as he was about to embark on a new journey of his life, he was going into to AmeriCorps to be a volunteer, to travel around and volunteer. And his mom passed away suddenly. And he decided he wanted to go to law school. He was going to take that time to travel and volunteer and then go to law school. But I'm thankful that he still made it into law school. So I want to thank him for being here from looked like he was in his dorm. So thank you, Sadiq, for taking the time out. I know he had a rough semester. They say law school, the first year is the roughest, the hardest. So thank him for being here tonight. I also want to thank John Carlo, who spoke. I thanked him earlier, but I just want to thank everyone again. Thank you, John Carlo, for helping out and for those kind words, and also for your fundraising appeal. I want to thank Paul once again. Thank you for all the work that you're doing as well in sustainability. Thank you so much for being here. I want to thank Antoinette once again. She talked about Mount Vernon, how it was when she first moved here. So I want to thank her. I also want to thank my sister Shez Darden for her not only kind words, but I have no words to describe them. Her awesome words, her great words. I want to thank her so much for her support. And I don't want to leave anyone out. I think I got everyone. And I want to conclude by thanking all the artists. Thank you, Jesse and Marsha J. Tresha, thank you for contributing. Thank you, DJ KTE, for the national anthem played on the saxophone. Thank you so much. And I also want to thank UME Radio. Thank you so much for this awesome production. Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you to Raquel behind the scenes. Thank you, DJ KTE. Thank you to the producer, Marsha J. Amen. And thank you once again to Apostle Faith for an excellent job. Thank you. I want to just give you a round of applause as well.
Thank you.
And again, I will be thanking everyone individually. You can donate to lauren4citycouncil.com at the bottom of the screen, LAURENFOR, citycouncil.com/donate, where you can give, because it takes money to run the campaign. As you know, so many things have to be done. And you can find me on 13A on June 22nd. Early voting is June 12th through the 20th. I'm on 13A. Janice Doherty is on 15. Andre Wallace is on 11. Reverend Morton is on 7A. So we thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your kind words. And I really thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule, especially on this day, Memorial Day. Thank you so much, everyone.
God bless everyone.